This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. This program is brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. We've just finished our week leading up to the Breeders' Cup. We've got some great racing, of course, coming up this coming week as we head into Breeders' Cup weekend. But we've still got some nice racing to recap for you, and we will start things off at Delaware Park with a pair of stakes going back to midweek Wednesday, 2-year-olds in action in the White Clay Creek.
We're set. And they're off. Red's Roundtable toward the inside, rushing up with the rail for that lead and gets it. Up on the outside, Spring Jump second, followed by Juanita racing in third. Ms. Vizcaya moves into fourth, and your trailer is Sop Choppy as they speed down the back stretch. Red's Roundtable by a length and a half. Spring Jump second, same margin almost to Juanita in third. Up on the outside, Ms. Vizcaya and Sop Choppy on the inside after a speedy quarter of 21-3. Into the turn they go. Red's Roundtable by a length over Spring Jump. It's 2 lengths further back to Juanita. Then comes Ms. Vizcaya and Sop Choppy. Not much has changed down the back stretch as they race into the turn. Red's Roundtable still going strong on the front end, leads it by 2. Spring Jump is all out chasing. A gap of 2.5 lengths further back to Juanita is under a drive and not responding. Then comes Ms. Vizcaya as they head for home. Half in 40-4-1-4, and Red's Roundtable shows no signs of giving in right now. On the outside, Spring Jump, Ms. Vizcaya closing with a rail, furlong to go. Red's Roundtable and Joe Rocco Jr. drawing away. It's going to be Red's Roundtable to win this one by about 4.5 lengths. The battle is for second. Ms. Vizcaya on the inside. Spring Jump on the outside. That's a head bob. Might have gone to Spring Jump, but it is tight.
Red's Roundtable picks up the victory on the front end. This is a horse that was 6th in the sorority last time out. Here just gets to the front end and never looks back. Now, she did have a little bit of an excuse in that she was listed as having been fractious at the gate prior to the sorority. Here she outbroke the field, including the heavily favored Juanita, and never looked back, scoring by almost 7 over long shot Spring Jump with Ms. Vizcaya back in third. Red's Roundtable is a chestnut daughter of Cuvée from Carol D. by High Yield. Bred in Kentucky by Winchell Thoroughbreds and owned by Arnold A. Heft, trained by Tim Keefe and ridden to victory by Joe Rocco Jr., Red's Roundtable covers the 6 furlongs in 111.25. We will head right back to Delaware Park now. The Saturday Stakes featured 3-year-olds and up in the Brandywine.
And they're off in the Brandywine Stakes. Between horses Alma Dioro, I Know Why, down toward the inside in the juice, and Not Abroad showing speed today from the far outside will engage the leaders into the first turn. I Know Why leads it by a half a length. Not Abroad up on the outside looking for a spot in second. In the juice has the well secured in third. Up on the outside, Alma Dioro fourth. Marlin's Guy toward the inside racing fifth, followed by Edgewater, and the late runner, Win Willie, is at the back. Round the bend, I Know Why, under a nice hold, leads it by almost 2 lengths. Quarter and a moderate 24 for this group. Up on the outside, Not Abroad racing second. In the juice, still in hand toward the inside third, followed by Alma Dioro going easily in fourth. 2 lengths to Marlin's Guide, the gray, followed by Edgewater, and Win Willie content to sit at the back of the pack as they make their way down the Delaware backstretch. On the front end, I Know Why being nursed along by a length and a half over Not Abroad. Up there, 3 wide, Alma Dioro. In the juice has the rail. Marilyn's Guy next to line. They begin to bunch up. Win Willie's trying to move up from the back, sensing that slow tempo. And Edgewater is your trailer, but only about 4.5 lengths separates the field after half in 48-1. I Know Why still on the front end. Not Abroad still pressing. Alma Dioro and Win Willie move up on the outside. In the juice, hemmed in down to the inside. Then Marilyn's Guy and Edgewater. 3/8 to go. I Know Why to catch. On the outside, it's Almadio making a run. Not abroad between horses. Win Willie on the far outside in the orange as they head for home. They've gone to 6 and 111 and 4 furlong to go. Not abroad, I know why. Almadio wide open. Win Willie on the outside. In the Juice, desperate for a seam to run through. Here comes Win Willie on the outside. Can In the Juice get through? Not abroad is hanging in the gameway, but Win Willie is edging away. Win Willie will win it by a length and a half over. Again, Not abroad, then a tough luck. In the Juice third.
Win Willie gets the victory, second time back off of the layoff for this guy, rallying from off the pace, as is his usual running style, scoring from long shot, Not abroad, coming in off a second in the Maryland Million Classic, with In the Juice completing the order, the top three. Win Willie returned to the races last time out at Delaware about a month or so ago, and that was a solid second that day behind Almadoro in the Delp Memorial. Nothing wrong with that effort to set him up for an improvement here. Win Willie is a Grayer-Roan 4-year-old son of Monarchos from City Fair by Carson City, bred in Kentucky by Overbrook Farm and owned by the Jermar Stable Limited, trained by McLean Robertson and ridden to victory by Abel Castellano. Win Willie covers the mile in the 16th and 142.95. We'll stay in the Mid-Atlantic, head now to New Jersey for a pair of stakes races from Monmouth Park. We'll head back to Saturday first and take a look at 3-year-olds going a mile in the 16th in the Big Brown.
Goes in, and they're all in line. They're racing in the Big Brown Stakes. Southern Ridge is out well. Magic Lion to the outside, and from the inside it's Teeks North. Calvello came out running in fourth. Gumbadaguska is next, and then Cactus Charlie to the outside. Thomas Got Even will trail the field early as they race for the first turn. And it's Magic Lion and Paco Lopez out on the lead. Down on the inside is Teeks North running in second, just a half length behind. Southern Ridge is just to the outside of them. Then Gumbadaguska. Cactus Charlie caught wide. Calvello splits horses now, just 2 lengths off the lead. And the trailer is Thomas Got Even. The quarter slow, 25 and 1. Down the backstretch, Magic Lion on top by a length. Calvello hard held in second and moving up now. And Calvello going to move up right alongside of Magic Lion. Southern Ridge just in behind them with Teeks North to the inside. Then Gumbadaguska, Cactus Charlie far outside. Thomas Got Even still trails 4 off the lead, a 49 and 1/2 mile. Magic Lion leads the way into the far turn. Calvello moves up alongside. They're on even terms now. Then it's Southern Ridge. Gumbadaguska 4 deep. A 5-wide trip for Cactus Charlie. And 5 horses are across the track. Teeks North and Thomas Got Even are right behind too. It's wide open as they come to the top of the stretch. Magic Lion under pressure. Gumbadaguska, Southern Ridge. And trying to squeeze through at the fences, Teeks North. Cactus Charlie's running a big one too on the far outside. It is Teeks North on the rail. Southern Ridge, Gumbadaguska, Cactus Charlie to the outside. Teeks North. Teeks North pulling away late to win the Big Brown Stakes over Cactus Charlie, then Southern Ridge, Thomas Got Even, and Gumbadaguska.
Teeks North picks up the victory here, 3-1 by 2 lengths over Cactus Charlie, with Southern Ridge back in the third spot as the favorite. Gumbadaguska completes the order of the superfecta to finish 4th. The winner, Teeks North, 5th in the Jamaica on the turf last time out, had run on the turf in several of his most recent races, including a win in the Restoration right here in New Jersey. This was his first stakes try on the main track, and it was a pretty nice effort. Sitting off the pace, he actually lost a little bit of ground as a couple of horses started to make their moves turning for home and then re-rallied to score. Teeks North is a dark bay of brown gelded son of Northern Afleet from Tewksbury Road by High Honors, bred in Florida by Brinland Farm and owned by Jules Boutel, trained by Justin Salosto and ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. Teeks North covers the mile in the 16th and 144.06. Next up, the Sunday feature on Halloween. It was the Witch's Brew for 3-year-old fillies.
Racing in the Witch's Brew and a tangled start for Lil Kiara. It's Buona Babe going out to the front. CC's Pal is away well. Vindy City to the outside. Bet on the Blue. And Dubai Dancer is down on the rail with Lil Kiara last as they race for the first turn. and it will be Buona Babe to lead the way. Buona Babe in front 3/4 of a length. CC's Pal to the outside second. And then it's Windy City. Dubai Dancer is fourth along the rail. Only 2.5 lengths off the lead. 2 clear of Bet on the Blue. And it's a long way back. 5 lengths to the trailer, Lil Kiara. 23 4 was the quarter. They're onto the backstretch, and Buona Babe is the leader. Buona Babe 3/4 of a length to CC's Pal. Dubai Dancer finds running room between those two now and is being sent up between horses to make it 3 across the track. 2 to Windy City and then Bet on the Blue in 5th. And Lil Kiara is even farther behind, trailing the field at the half-mile pole. 48 flat was the half. Buona Babe the leader, 3/4 of a length. The favorite Dubai Dancer is second. CC's Pal right with the leaders, sticking to them third by 3. And then it's Windy City and Bet on the Blue together. Around the far turn, it is Buona Babe, Dubai Dancer, CC's Pal. Now Dubai Dancer takes the lead. Buona Babe back to second. CC's Pal is third. Bet on the Blue and Windy City on the far outside. They're into the stretch. Dubai Dancer under a drive in front, trying to keep the lead with a furlong to go. CC's Pal on the outside is next. Then it's Buona Babe, Bet on the Blue, and Windy City. At the 16th pole, Dubai Dancer has it won. Dubai Dancer takes the Witch's Brew by 2.5 lengths over CC's Pal. Then Buona Babe and Windy City.
Dubai Dancer picks up her third consecutive victory off of a Saratoga maiden. She won an allowance race at Belmont Park, and here sits the perfect trip. Shows usual good inside speed, tracking the pace, taking over, and winning by 2.5 lengths is the odds-on choice over CC's Pal with Buona Babe back in third. The winner, Dubai Dancer, is a chestnut 3-year-old daughter of AP Indy from Dubai Bell by Mr. Prospector, bred in Kentucky by Darley and owned by the breeder, trained by Karen McLaughlin and ridden to victory by Eddie Castro. Dubai Dancer covers the mile in 70 and 143.01. We'll head to Kentucky next, and first, before we head to Churchill, we will round out the Keeneland Fall meeting with Saturday's stakes feature, the Greenbrier Fayette, a Grade 2 for older horses at 9 furlongs.
They're at the post. And they're off in the Greenbrier Fayette. X-High has early speed in between horses. Dubious Miss goes with that one from the outside. These two come to the front side by side, followed by Cherokee Artist in third as they go to the first turn. Successful Dan is fourth, Stately Victor fifth, and Mint Chip sixth and last on the outside, but right there with the rest. Up front, it'll be X-High to set the early tempo against the rail, leading at 3/4 of a length. Mild pressure from Dubious Miss on the outside and second by 4 lengths. Cherokee Artist goes third by 2.5. Successful Dan fourth, Stately Victor fifth, and Mint Chip sixth and last alongside that one. 23 and 2/5 seconds, the time for the opening quarter. X-High guides the field off the first turn and onto the backstretch. Leads at 3/4 of a length. Dubious Miss is there just off the leader's flank, second by 3 lengths. Cherokee Artist third by 3. Successful Dan unhurried in the 4th position. Gap of 2 more to Mint Chip, 5th ahead. Stately Victor 6th toward the inside of that one as they head for the far turn. The first half mile, 46 and 4/5 seconds. X-High, the leader, into the far turn, 3/4 of a length. Dubious Miss second between horses a half length. Cherokee Artist third up on the outside. Gap of 2. Here's Successful Dan moving in a closer 4th, 3 lengths off the lead. Successful Dan going to look toward the inside as they come toward the quarter pole. Gap of 6. Stately Victor has a lot of running to do. He's next to last. Mint Chip the trailer. Quarter mile to come in the Greenbrier Fayette. X-High chased off the far turn by Successful Dan on the outside, who goes to second. Dubious Miss now third. Successful Dan unleashes his run on the outside. Tracks down X-High just before the 8th pole and puts ahead in front. Successful Dan, final furlong of the Greenbrier Fayette, runs right by X-High. Stately Victor running late to third. Final 16th, Successful Dan and Julian Leperoux cruise on home to take the Greenbrier Fayette. Then it was X-High followed by Stately Victor, a long way back to Dubious Miss in 4th. The time, 1 minute, 47 seconds.
Successful Dan, this is kind of an interesting horse. He's 5 for 7 lifetime, won an allowance race here a couple of weeks back over Gran Estreno, a very nice horse. At Churchill Downs last year, he really came to hand, little late for the Triple Crown Trail, but he won the Northern Dancer before going to the sidelines. In his return thus far, he had finished off the board, followed that up with a good second to Gallego in the Presque Isle Mile before winning that allowance race. So it's certainly nice to see him back in action. He looks like a horse that might turn out to be a pretty nice one. And as he is a gelding, I think that hopefully he'll stay sound and we'll have him around for a while. Successful Dan is a gelded son of Successful Appeal from Lisa Daniela by Wolf Power. Bred in Kentucky by Mort Fink and owned by the breeder, trained by Charles Lopresti and ridden to victory by Julian Leperoux. Successful Dan covers the 9 and 147.09. We'll remain in Kentucky. We will head to Churchill Downs for their opening day card on Sunday. They ran a Stars of Tomorrow card, all 2-year-old racing. If you love 2-year-old racing, this was a great day for you. And we had a pair of stakes on the card, beginning with 2-year-old colts and geldings in the Iroquois.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Iroquois. It was a very even beginning to the inside rail. Storm in the Lake got an alert start. So too, maybe so, maybe not. Astrology in the yellow on that one's outside as they go through the first furlong. Maybe so, maybe not has now got the lead. Astrology is racing in second, pulling hard between horses. Conservative Value now is in a close third. Shuffle back to fourth is Storm in the Lake. Then towards the outside is Rebo Bobo. There's then a break of about 2.5 lengths to Ronan Dax, who's now clear by a length and a half from Halo's Thunder and War Whoop at the back of the field. 23 seconds flat for the opening quarter mile. They've got 5/8 to go, and maybe so, maybe not has got the rail and has got the lead by 2 lengths now. Between horses, Conservative Value. Astrology is taken quite wide. Then Ronan Dax closing towards the inside. Storm in the Lake is next, followed by Rebo Bobo round the outside. 46 3 the half mile. Then there's a break of 4 lengths to Halo's Thunder and War Whoop at the back of the field, making the far turn 3 furlongs ahead of them in the 29th running of the Iroquois, and maybe so, maybe not, still has the lead. Astrology, though, breathes down his neck and now puts that elegant head in front. Astrology goes to the lead. Maybe so, maybe not, to the inside rail in second. Rebo Bobo is in third. Ronan Dax to the outside in fourth. They have gone well clear of the rest. A furlong and a half to run. Garrett Gomez and Astrology out in front. Maybe so, maybe not, tries to rally to the rail. Down the outside is Rebo Bobo. Rebo Bobo has taken second. He's still got a length and a half to find on Astrology, who is wandering under pressure, but he is finding more. And the Iroquois goes to Astrology, a star of the future. Rebo Bobo in second, tight third. Late run Halo's Thunder to the inside was maybe so, maybe not.
We saw Astrology up here at Saratoga. He broke his maiden over to Honor and Serve, a horse that came back to break his maiden and has been noted as a very promising youngster. Subsequent to that, Astrology headed to New Jersey, where he finished third in the Garden State Stakes. Now, the top 2 in that race came back to run 1-2 once again in Stakes company, proving their quality, and now Astrology gets the chance to try the Churchill Downs surface, which obviously is something that that is quite important going forward for a 3-year-old with classic aspirations. He scores over Rebo Bobo with Maybe So, Maybe Not, who we saw an upset performance up here in Saratoga, completing the top 3. The winner, Astrology, is a 2-year-old bay son of AP Indy from Quiet Eclipse by Quiet American. Bred in Kentucky by Stone Street Thoroughbred Holdings and owned by the breeder, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden victory by Garrett Gomez, Astrology covers the mile in 138.43. We'll head back to Churchill Downs. This time it's 2-year-old fillies in the Pocahontas.
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Pocahontas. It was a very even beginning. Honey Child towards the outside takes an early lead. Grand Lioness is right up there, and then running the rail is Miss You Like Crazy with Days Like This for company. Days Like This has now surged through against the rail and has taken second at the back of the field. Switching gears is taking a very strong hold, restrained as they now reach the main track. And it's Honey Child who leads the way now by a length to Days Like This, who's racing in second. Grand Lioness is in third. The green colours of Eden Star to the outside now racing racing in fourth. Miss You Like Crazy is next, followed by the grey favourite, Dancing in Her Dreams, and taken very wide, switching gears at the back of the field. 22 and 3 was the opening quarter mile. Michael Bays and Honey Child take them towards halfway in the 42nd running of the Poker Hunters. The lead now is 3 parts of a length. Grand Lioness has now taken second. Eden Star to the outside in third. Then in fourth is Days Like This between fillies, Dancing in Her Dreams. 46 and 2 was the half-mile split. Just over 3 furlongs to go. Honey Child has got the rail, now being taken on by Grand Lioness round the outside. Eden Star makes a 3-wide sweep, still covered up and racing powerfully is Dancing in Her Dreams, yet to be unleashed by Julien Leperoux, top of the lane. And as they now race on towards a final 4.5, Grand Lioness. Now there's a seam to the inside for Dancing in Her Dreams, and she seizes the opportunity and goes through that rail gap and has gone clear by 3.5 to 4 lengths. Dancing in Her Dreams had the Poker Hunters won in a matter of strides. She's geared down to the line. She is a grey Rolls Royce, a flying machine, Dancing in Her Dreams. Eden Star was second, Miss You Like Crazy third, and in fourth, Grand Lioness.
Dancing in Her Dreams is now 2-4-2 with 2 5-length victories. Here she scores over Eden Star, with Belmont shipper Miss You Like Crazy completing the top 3. Dancing in Her Dreams scored her maiden victory in her career debut last time out at Keeneland earlier in October, rallying beautifully from off the pace. And that type of a move is often very impressive for a 2-year-old who typically, 2-year-olds are often very quick, but they tend to get their lessons to go fast from the gate. They don't often have a rallying gear, but this filly has now proven twice that she does. Dancing in Her Dreams, yet another tremendous daughter of Tappet from Mayan Malagra from Menifee. Bred in Kentucky by Nancy Shuford, known by John Oxley, trained by John Ward, and ridden to victory by Julien Leperoux. Dancing in Her Dreams covers the mile in 138.59. We'll pause for a brief message. When we return, we'll be heading north of the border for racing at Woodbine. Please stay with us. To Horses and Courses. We'll continue now with racing from Woodbine. We will start things off with the Saturday Stakes feature, fillies and mares going a mile on the turf in the River Memories.
They're at the post. They're off in the River Memories, and the favorite broke glass. Fantasia spots them 4-5 in the early going, and from the outside, Sweeter still broke on top. Points of Grace to attend the pace in second, and trying to be gathered back there is Never Retreat in third. Magic Broomstick to the inside, fourth, and Dreamt is a fifth. Then Bluegrass Princess to the extreme outside, Avi's Tail. Fantasia trails back 4.5 lengths off the lead of Points of Grace as they run along the backstretch. 25 and 3 for the opening quarter on the yielding going. And it's Points of Grace. This pace is slow out there on the outside. Sweeter still right there in second position. Never Retreat is between horses and to the outside. Dreamt comes on third now. Magic Broomstick drafts in behind horses from fourth. Never Retreat is in 5th position. Then Bluegrass, Princess Avi's Tail, Fantasia still 4.5 lengths off the lead. 50-2 for the opening half mile. Just under 3 furlongs to go in the River Memories. Points of Grace is on the inside. Points of Grace, Sweeter Still turns it up a notch, and Dreamt is coming in that pink cap with 2 furlongs to go, and they fan out Fantasia, that white face down the center of the course. Wide open, final 3/16 of a mile. Sweeter Still, Fantasia was last and explodes to the lead, and it's Fantasia who's taken the lead. Never Retreat, Magic Broomstick to the inside, final 16th of a mile. Fantasia all out, Magic Broomstick is surging. Here is the wire. What a finish! A 3-horse photo, a nail biter in the River Memories. Fantasia, Never Retreat, and Magic Broomstick in that 3-horse photo.
Fantasia picks up the victory, a little bit of class relief for this filly, who was beaten less than a length by Proviso last time out in the Grade 1 ladies, First Lady rather, at Keeneland in her most recent start. And of course, Proviso next weekend will be taking on none other than Goldakova in the Breeders' Cup Mile. Prior to that, she had been second in a good overnight stake at Saratoga. It gets a little class relief and scores by a nose from off the pace over Never Retreat, with Magic Broomstick back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Fantasia, a bay filly, a daughter of Sadler's Wells from Blue Symphony by Darshan, was bred in Great Britain by Ronchalon Racing UK Limited, owned by the Augustin Stable and trained by Jonathan Shepard. Ridden to victory by Anna Napravnik, Fantasia covers the mile in 138.32. Next up, we will head right back to Woodbine Sunday's co-featured Labib for 3 and up at a mile.
They're at the post. They're off in the Labib Stakes. Sangor now, Woodburn comes on from the center of the gate to take the lead, and to the inside, Nicanor. Nicanor wrestling with Rosie Napravnik a bit. Woodburn's in the center, and to the outside, Jimmy Sims. Safety zones 4th in the early going, Tours in amongst horses in 5th. Then we have Ice Bear 6th, and Amazing Results to the inside 7th. Sangor is 8th, and Tibbleton 9th, Reservoirs 10th. To the inside, Bears, Prospector 11th, and So Elite is last of 12, and it's Nicanor and Woodburn. Nicanor by a neck. Woodburn presses on from the outside. Jimmy Sims in close attendance in 3rd as they head into the far turn. Ice Bears tucked in 4th position. O'Toole between horses. Sangor, Reservoir, Amazing Results, and Tybalt back to safety zone. Bears, Prospector 6.5 lengths off the lead, starting to gain some ground and getting a little closer now. So Elite 47-4 for the opening half mile in the Labib. And it's Nicanor down on the inside and Woodburn on the outside, and they throw it down. They match strides as they come to the quarter pole, swing off the turn. Jimmy Sims is set down, as is Tybalt. Sangor's asked for everything he has down the center of the course. Reservoir is trying to close, and Woodburn has emerged with the lead. And it's Woodburn, a host of others trying to wheel in Woodburn. Here comes Tybalt between horses, along with Sangor. Way out wide is safety zone. A frantic finish. Woodburn, Nicanor's coming back at the rail. Nicanor on the inside. Woodburn far outside for safety zone. A wild finish! And it's tight there between safety zone and Woodburn in a win photo. And it's also tight for show. What a finish in the Labib.
Safety Zone picks up the victory at 22-1, claimed last time out for $40,000 by Melnick Racing Stable. Now, Gene Melnick generally runs a pretty high-class operation, primarily geared towards stakes horses, but I understand that this guy was claimed with an eye toward heading down to Barbados in the spring for the Barbados Gold Cup, as Gene Melnick has a home there and is a very prominent participant in racing down there as well. So, kind of an interesting claim. They took him for 40 and turned him right around in a $100,000 stake and picked up the victory at 22-1 with a last or nearly last first move over one of the prominent runners early, Woodburn, with Tybalt rallying to finish 3rd. Safety Zone is a bay gelding, a son of King Cougat from Open View by Southern Halo. Bred in Kentucky by William S. Farish and owned by Melnick Racing Stable, trained by Mark Cassie and ridden to victory by Jerry Olguin. Safety Zone covers the mile in 138.26. We'll head right back now to Woodbine with 3-year-olds and up fillies and mares going 6 furlongs in the Ontario fashion.
They're at the post. They're off in the Ontario Fashion Stakes. Don't Get Suspicious and Waccamaw from the extreme outside. Waccamaw takes the early lead. Don't Get Suspicious second. Then Mullins Beach in third, and Richie Girl Gone Wild to the outside of Mullins Beach. Shukriya back in fifth in the early going. Then Indianapolis and La Roca. Kaeda's down toward the rail. Moonlit Beauty just moved to her inside, and trailing this field is My Irish Girl as they run into the turn, chasing Waccamaw and Patrick Husbands. And it's Waccamaw in front to length and a half. In a second position there is Don't Get Suspicious, and gaining ground toward the rail is Mullins Beach, and on the outside also gaining ground, Richie Girl Gone Wild. Sent to the far outside is Shukriya, and they try to gang up on this front runner, Waccamaw, as they come to the final furlong. Mullins Beach, Shukriya on the far outside, then Indianapolis. Still in front is Waccamaw, desperate though, and on the outside Shukriya. Far outside Indianapolis is flying. Indianapolis up in time in the final strides to win the Ontario Fashion over Waccamaw and Shukriya, and it's close for fourth.
Indianapolis covering the distance here first. A very quick time for this filly. Off a second place finish in the Seaway last time out at the beginning of September. She was given a little bit of freshening time and rallied strongly to beat pacemaker Waccamaw out of the victory. Shukriya completes the order of the top 3. Very nice effort by this filly, who'd faced some pretty good stakes company over the course of the year in Canada, was given a little bit of time off, and it certainly suited her very well as she picks up a nice stakes victory under Chantal Sutherland. Indianapolis is a daughter of Indian Charlie from Domaska Belle by Domaska Dan, bred in Ontario by Frank DiGiulio Jr. and owned by the breeder, trained by Robert Tiller and ridden to victory by Chantal Sutherland. Indianapolis covers the 6 furlongs in 109.76. We'll head out to the West Coast now and take a look at some of the action from the Cal Cup program on Saturday at Hollywood Park. We'll start things out with the Don Valprado Sprint for older horses.
My Summer's Flew over Anxious. Set. They're off. My Summer's Flew broke beautifully. Cost of Freedom is fastest early, though, and he goes to the front. Goggles McCoy goes right after him, and these two set off. Cost of Freedom a half in front. Goggles McCoy and a Lil Dumani are second and third, and now Cost of Freedom leads by a length and a half up the backside. My Summer Slew settles in fourth, and he's about 5 behind the front-running favorite, and then it's 5 back to the trailer Runaway Bandito as the runaway leader. Cost of Freedom goes into the far turn with a solid 2-length lead over the 3-year-old Goggles McCoy in second. It's another 2 lengths to a Lil Dumani. My Summer Slew pushed along by Canonis. He is 7 lengths behind and joined by Runaway Bandito, top of the stretch. And Cost of Freedom is the one to catch, and he's the one to beat. Joe Talamo and Cost of Freedom at the top of the stretch. A length and 3/4 in front of Goggles McCoy in second. A Lil Dumani draws within 3 of the lead. Cost of Freedom has cut the corner and opened up a big lead. Cost of Freedom hand-ridden past mid-stretch, and he is dominating the Donald Valprado California Cup Sprint. He is 7 lengths in front. Runaway Bandito trying to get into second. Cost of Freedom cannot win a horse race any easier than that. He won by 7. Close for second. Maybe Runaway Bandito over a Lil Dumani.
Cost of Freedom picks up the victory. You may remember him from his very close third last year in the Breeders' Cup Sprint. Hasn't had quite such a successful year this year. They decided to keep him in the Calbred program to finish out his year, and he picks up the victory by 6 1/4 lengths over Runaway Bandito with a Lil Dumani well back in third. The winner, Cost of Freedom, a dark bay or brown gelded son of C's Tizzy from Freedom Dance by Moscow Ballet, bred in California by the Harris Farm and owned by Gary and Cecil Barber, trained by John Sadler and ridden to victory by Joe Talamo. Cost of Freedom goes the 6 furlongs in 108.58. Next up, we will head back to Cal Cup competition, the John Deere Cal Cup Distaff for fillies and mares on the turf.
Crazy is ready. Last alone is Lanez. They're at the post. They're off. Good start for Perfect Vintage and You Turn Me Crazy, You Are All That I Am, and Lanez are close up. Then I Can Hear and Ruination, followed by Money Lover, and the trailer is Ms. G.I. Jane. Out of the chute and up the backstretch, and the leader is You Turn Me Crazy, just outside of Perfect Vintage. These two match strides. Lanez gallops in third, and she's 2 from the front. Ruination has 3.5 lengths to make up. You Are All That I Am is at the rail in 5th, and she's about 4 off the lead. The gray Money Lover has 5 to come. I Can Hear is 6 lengths behind, and Ms. G.I. Jane has 3 furlongs to make up 8 lengths as they round the far turn. You Turn Me Crazy and Perfect Vintage. Lanez ready to strike from third, less than a length from the front. You Are All That I Am has run. White blinkers needs a way through. Ruination outside of her. Then I Can Hear and Money Lover, and Lanez claims the lead. You Are All That I Am is going to have to angle out 3 wide, but Lanez suddenly opens up. Lanez is now a 2.5 length leader. You Are All That I Am is out, but it looks like it's too late. At the rail, Perfect Vintage, Ms. G.I. Jane. Lanez wins. The 21st John Deere California Cup Distaff goes to Lanez. She won it by 2.5.
Lanez tries turf sprinting for the first time in her career and only the second time on the grass. She did compete in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf last year, but here gets to go back to sprinting on the grass and seems to take well to it as she wins by 1 3/4 lengths over Perfect Vintage with You Are All That I Am back in the 3rd spot. Lanez is a dark bay or brown daughter of Storm Creek from Isabay by Isa Saros. Bred in California by J. Chance Krulak and owned by the Class Racing Stable and Nezzy Orth Simmons. Trained by J. Krulak and ridden to victory by Victor Espinosa. Lanez covers the 6 in 109.47. Right back to Cal Cup competition. More Calbreds this time. The CTTOC Cal Cup Matron for fillies and mares.
They're at the post. They're off. Camille C. caught a flyer, goes right for the front. Tis Smoke, Tis Fire away in second. Lady Rail Rider breaks third. Ultra Blend takes back off those 3. Orange Jitterbug is next, then Catsalot, and the early trailer is Ruffled Feathers. Camille C. and Tis Smoke, Tis Fire both 1-2 to the backstretch, and Camille C. leads 3/4 length. Tis Smoke, Tis Fire is second, the same margin. Lady Rail Rider in a good striking position. Third and less than 2 from the front. Warren's Jitterbug at the rail with 2.5 to make up. Ultra Blend races in 5th, and she's got 3.5 to come. Catsalot is 5 off the lead, and the trailer is Ruffled Feathers 6.5 lengths behind. Camille C, but now Tis Smoke, Tis Fire is closer in second. Camille C leads just by a neck. Tis Smoke, Tis Fire is second by 1.5 lengths. Warren's Jitterbug and Lady Rail Rider are in good striking position. They're only 2 lengths from the front. Ultra Blend has 4.5 to come. Then comes Ruffled Feathers inside of Catsalot, and they leave the backstretch. And Camille C is 3 furlongs from the money, and she tries to get away to the quarter pole. Camille C goes to that quarter-mile marker and now leads by 1.5 lengths. Warren's Jitterbug has just taken over second, and now she's after the front runner. The whip is out on Lady Rail Rider, but now she's 4 lengths behind. Ultra Blend could pass her. Ruffled Feathers draws within 5 of the lead. Camille C off the top of the turn. She reaches for a final furlong to the outside. Ultra Blend. Now Lady Rail Rider is in gear. She's still got a chance. And Ultra Blend and Lady Rail Rider, these two emerge. Ultra Blend just ahead in front. Lady Rail Rider trying to battle in the inside. Ultra Blend, Lady Rail Rider, Ultra Blend. The 20th California Cup Matron went to Ultra Blend. Lady Rail Rider was second. Warren's Jitterbug third, and Camille C fourth.
Ultra Blend picks up the victory. 2 back, she had been a good second in the Solana Beach at Del Mar. Last time out, third to Antares World and Allowance Company in Northern California. And getting back in with the state bred seems to suit her very nicely as she scores by 1/2 length as the second choice in the wagering over the favored Lady Rail Rider, with Warren's Jitterbug completing the top 3. The winner Ultra Blend is a Bay filly, a daughter of richly blended from Ankara by Desert Classic. Bred in California by B&D Chase Thoroughbreds and Elvin Adams, owned by Nels Erickson and trained by Art Sherman, ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. Ultra Blend covers the mile on the 16th in 143.06. We will pause for a brief message, and when we return, we'll wrap up the Cal Cup card and, of course, then head back to New York for a pair of stakes over the weekend. Please stay with us.
This portion of the program brought to you by Capital Bets. For more information, go to capitalotb.com.
Catch the excitement with Capital OTB online. It's now easier than ever with internet wagering at capitalotb.com. Wager online and get track odds, online contests, membership specials, and it's secure and fan-friendly. Whether it's a big stakes day like the Kentucky Derby, Belmont Stakes, Travers Stakes, Breeders' Cup, or just a great day of racing, wagering online at capitalotb.com is always simple and easy. Sign up today at capitalotb.com because your chances are better with Capital OTB.
Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We will continue now and round out the card from the Cal Cup program Saturday at Hollywood Park. We will start back with the John C. Mabee Cal Cup Mile for 3-year-olds and up on turf.
They're at the post. They're off. Colgan's Chip and Jiggly break well. Liberian Freighter sharp early, these three across the track. Bruce's Dream and Pop's Hands Are Hot are next, and the early trailer is Tis Argent. Colgan's Chip gonna sprint away at the clubhouse turn, and Colgan's Chip now leads Jiggly, who's taken back off of him. So it'll be Colgan's Chip to the backstretch by a length. Jiggly is restrained in second. Those two have sprinted 2.5 clear of Liberian Freighter, who's tugging at Martin Garcia, wants to go after the front runners. Pop's Hands Are Hot is at the rail. He's fourth and about 3 from the lead. Bruce's Dream gallops in fifth. He's got 4.5 to make up. And then 3 lengths last to Tis Argent as they make their way up the backstretch. No change in the top two. Colgan's Chip and Brice Blanc past the half-mile marker, a length in front of Jiggly in second. Pop's Hands Are Hot is going to have to stay at the rail because Liberian Freighter is just outside of him. Those two are 2.5 lengths off the front-running Colgan's Chip. Bruce's Dream still has 5 lengths to make up, 3 furlongs to do it, and then 4 lengths last to Tis Argent. Colgan's Chip continues to lead. He's just over a quarter of a mile from the wire and 3/4 of a length in front of Jiggly in second. Liberian Freighter is now 3 wide. Bruce's Dream going to be 4 wide, but he's moving up for Talamo. Pop's Hands Are Hot at the rail. Tis Argent, Colgan's Chip. Final furlong with a 2-length lead. Here comes Bruce's Dream, and he is digging in after Colgan's Chip. The two graze to the wire. Colgan's Chip is a neck in front. Bruce's Dream and Joe Talamo to the outside. Bruce's Dream, Colgan's Chip, Bruce's Dream. The 21st Cal Cup mile goes to Bruce's Dream, gives Joe Talamo his 4th on the day. He beat Colgan's Chip close for 3rd.
Bruce's Dream pulls off the victory here, scoring by a game neck over the front-running Colgan's Chip with Liberian Freighter back in the third spot. Of course, the second and third runners having come out of the Oak Tree Mile. Again, the connections deciding that wasn't really that strong a race. That didn't want to take on horses like Goldikova in the Breeders' Cup. This looked like a fairly good spot for them, but now 6 for 8 lifetime. Bruce's Dream, who was a good third in the Delmar Mile last time out, comes back fresh to beat them on the wire. Bruce's Dream is a gray son of Atticus from Remember Dorothy by Smokester. Bred in California by Bruce Corwin and owned by Corwin Racing, trained by Mike Pipey and ridden to victory by Joe Talamo. Bruce's Dream covers the mile in 134.37. We'll head right back to California now. The Cal Cup Classic presented by City National Bank.
They're at the post. They're off. Enriched breaks best and goes for the front. Lodi Red is asked for speed, and he runs alongside these two fast early. Kayambi and My Boy Walsh away third and fourth. Then Low Gear Power immobilized. Unusual Suspect and Soul Candy at the back of the pack. Enriched will not make the lead as Lodi Red wanted it, and he's got it. So Enriched will have to sit second early. Lodi Red a length and a quarter in front. Enriched angles to the two-path for his attack in second, and now they're slowing it down to the backstretch. Lodi Red leads by a length with a tugging Enriched in second. Kayambi is third, and he's less than 2 from the front. My Boy Walsh, Unusual Suspect, and Mobilized all have about 3.5 to make up. Then Soul Candy, and the trailer is Low Gear Power, 6 lengths from first to last up the backstretch in the 21st Cal Cup Classic, and Lodi Red is confronted now by Enriched, and there goes Enriched to challenge Lodi Red, and these two have to quicken away. They are a length and 3/4 now in front of Kayambi. Unusual Suspect is pushed along, but he's only 3 off the lead. Mobilized moves inside of him. They're both now 2.5 lengths behind. Then comes to the outside and Soul Candy, followed by My Boy Walsh. Low Gear Power is still 8 lengths behind, wide open to the top of the stretch in the Classic. Enriched makes his move. He'll be the leader at the top of the stretch, and he leads 3/4 of a length from the outside, and Unusual Suspect has moved up into second. Kayambi's right there. Then 2.5 lengths to Mobilize. They come to the final furlong. Kayambi confronts Enriched. Enriched is hard to get by. Here comes Soul Candy charging in the center of Cushion Track. Unusual Suspect splits horses, but Soul Candy with a huge run has taken over the lead. Enriched, Unusual Suspect, Soul Candy. The 21st Cal Cup Classic goes to Soul Candy. He passed them all and won by 2, very close for second between Unusual Suspect and Enriched.
Soul Candy picks up the victory. A little bit of an upset at 5-1 over Unusual Suspect, with Enriched, the favorite in the field of 8, back in the third spot. The winner, Soul Candy, also coming out of the Delmar Mile. He had finished 5th there with 2 prior allowance races. This was his first start on anything other than grass, and obviously marked himself as kind of an interesting horse with this victory, as he really doesn't have a ton of turf pedigree. The winner, Soul Candy, is a dark bay or brown gelded son of Bird on the Wire from Just Satisfaction by Lil Tyler. Bred in California by Madeira Thoroughbreds, owned by EZ8 Racing Stable and Madeira Thoroughbreds, trained by Pat Gallagher and ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Soul Candy covers the 9 in 148.94. We'll head back to the West Coast for one more stakes race from Hollywood Park. Sunday afternoon, 3 and up fillies and mares in the Las Palmas.
They're at the post. They're off. Breecat and Westwood Pride both broke well and go for the front. Turning Top and Blue Maiden with Value Stream. Distinctives on the move at the rail. Next, it's Princess Taylor and Winning Ride. It will be Breecat to set the pace. She's a length and a half in front of Westwood Pride in second. Distinctive is Rink at the rail. Wants to go. She sits the pocket now third and about 2.5 from the front. Turning top just outside of her. It's a length and a half to Blue Maiden. She's midfield and about 5 from the front, looking for a way to angle to the outside. She's a length in front of both Value Stream and Winning Ride, and Princess Taylor is the trailer as they head up the backstretch. In the 41st, Las Palmas Handicap and Bree Cat trying to go it all the way. She's sharp to the half-mile pole and leads by 2 lengths from Westwood Pride in second. Turning top, perfectly placed by Brice Blanc. She's third and now 3.5 off the lead. Distinctive is settled down and she saves ground in fourth. Blue Maiden in good striking position. 5 off the lead, gonna be 3 wide. Winning Ride just inside of her. Value Stream is second to last with 8 to come, and the trailer is Princess Taylor, and the leader is Bree Cat, and she's now just a 1/4 mile from the money. Bree Cat at the top of the stretch, a length and 3/4 in front of Westwood Pride in second. Turning top is asked to go after her, then Distinctive. Bree Cat, final furlong, still a length in front. Westwood Pride comes alongside now. Turning top still 2.5 behind. Bree Cat's only a neck in front. Westwood Pride trying to push by to the outside. Turning top makes it 3 to the wire. Bree Cat, Westwood Pride, Bree Cat. The 41st Las Palmas Handicap goes to an ultra game Bree Cat. She turned away Westwood Pride and Turning top.
Bree Cat picks up the victory on the front end. She's able to moderate the pace, going 24-2. 47.93, and holds on by a neck from chaser Westwood Pride, who basically ran second all the way around the racetrack. Turning top was third most of the way around for the entire trip, settling for third at the wire. The winner, Bree Cat, is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Ad Cat from Silk Briefcase by Marlin, bred in Florida by Ocala Oaks Incorporated and Don Graham, owned by David and Holly Wilson, trained by Vladimir Serin and ridden to victory by Pat Valenzuela. Bree Cat covers the mile on the turf in 134.77. We'll head back home to New York now for a pair of stakes races at Belmont Park, starting with 3 and up fillies and mares in the Turn Back the Alarm.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Our Christie off a beat slowly. Manitoba misses away quickly. So too is Mismatch. And it is Mismatch who goes head to head here with Manitoba Miss. 3 lengths behind them, it's Way With Words, who's now running in third. Funny Moon now fourth, and on the inside, Next Appealing Lady comes in fifth. Bankers by, followed by My Donna, and that slow start puts our Christie at the back of the pack. At the front of the back is a 100-to-1 shot. Manitoba Miss, whose opening quarter was 23 1/5 seconds. Mismatch just to her inside, second by 2. And Funny Moon is now moved into third position midway down the backstretch run. And then it's Way With Words is fourth with 5 furlongs remaining here. Next Appealing Lady, Bankers by My Donna, and our Christie is still the trailer into the far turn. Mismatch punches through on the inside of Manitoba Miss after a 46-4 opening half mile. Perched just outside the lead is Funny Moon, who's ready to roll now, and there goes Funny Moon, who's on the move and is willingly taking the lead. On the far outside, Next Appealing Lady. Way With Words in a little traffic. Rider had to steady. Our Christie's made substantial progress on that far turn and now is within 3 lengths of the lead. And the leader's Funny Moon as the field turns for home, and our Christie is now second on the outside. At the top of the stretch now, the battle is joined here between Funny Moon and our Christie, and they're head-to-head with 1 furlong to go. Garcia goes to work on Funny Moon. On the outside, our Christie, Ramon Dominguez, nip and tuck, sprinting to the finish. Funny Moon, our Christie, those two, nothing between them. Too close to call. Too close to call. Our Christie and Funny Moon dead tight on the wire. Way With Words was third in a thriller.
Our Christie picks up the victory, having won the Nellie Bly Overnight Stakes last time out at Belmont at the end of September over Bankers By. She picks up yet another win, this time by a game nose after a little bit of an awkward start. She scores over the favored Funny Moon with Way With Words back in third. The winner, Our Christie, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Newfoundland from the Hess Express by Lord Carson. Bred in Kentucky by Brad Anderson, owned by the Renfrew Stable and trained by Todd Beatty, ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Off a slow start, Our Christie scores in the turn back the alarm in 143.21. Next up, 3-year-olds and up, sprinting 7 furlongs in the Bold Ruler.
And they're off. Jack on the Rocks comes out in front. Jack on the Rocks, the early leaders. Immaculate Creek has come out running second. Jersey Town, and from the inside, there goes Tahitian Warrior, flashing early speed. Tahitian Warrior now running third toward the inside. Jersey Town is now fourth. Roaring Lion is reined in to run back in fifth, and Breebone's alongside him. Breebone is sixth, about 6 lengths from the lead. And then it's Half Metal Jacket, who's well in the grasp of Ramon Dominguez, running near the back of the pack. And 5 lengths back to the trailer, Wildcat Brief. Around the far turn, Jack on the Rocks has won a 23 flat opening quarter mile, with Temecula Creek second and Tahitian Warrior third toward the inside. On the outside, Jersey Town is fourth. Breebone now fifth, now about 4.5 lengths from the lead. And hard on his heels is Half Metal Jacket, who's begun to roll. And now the field turns for home, ganging up on Jack on the Rocks. On the far outside, here's Jersey Town. Tahitian Warrior has come on through in between horses now. In between those two, it's Temecula Creek. Here's Breebone on the outside. Half Metal Jacket, stymied, nowhere to go. Now he's forced outside. Breebone has come away with the lead. It is Breebone and Jersey Town coming down to the line, and it will be Breebone. Still getting it done, 7 years old. Breebone's a 2-length winner. Then it was Jersey Town close for third. Half Metal Jacket and Tahitian Warrior.
Breebone picks up the victory, prepping for the Cigar Mile, a race which he has won, which he's hit the board and only lost the race by a combined total of about a length in the last couple of years. Obviously, that is going to be his goal once again for this year. Off a little bit of freshening, hadn't seen action since the forego at Saratoga. He rallies to win by nearly 2 over Jersey Town, with Half Metal Jacket completing the order of the top 3. The winner, Breebone, is a chestnut gelding, a son of Mark of Esteem from Roat Arazi by Arazi. Bred in France by Darpat SL and owned by Derek Smith, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by John Velasquez. Breebone covers the 7 in 122.36. That'll wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you can join us again next week for a recap of Breeders' Cup weekend from Churchill Downs, plus some other terrific stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.